A shocking story, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really hate this for Klay Thompson, man. I thought Klay Thompson was gonna find his way back at some point in the midst of the 2019-2020 NBA season, and that's probably my fault and your fault. We probably had expectations entirely too high for a guy coming off of a torn ACL. We obviously know Klay Thompson tore his ACL in the NBA Finals versus the Toronto Raptors. He had his mindset on coming back this season, all right? But according to Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, that's just not realistic. All right, look, from the moment that Klay Thompson got surgery, 9 months to that day, that'll put him right around April, which would mean potentially Klay Thompson could come back right before the postseason. If the Warriors are in contention in some kind of way, they could have been a really dangerous team in the playoffs. But Steve Kerr's like, bro, I tore my ACL in college. It's just unrealistic. In a recent interview with NBC Sports Bay Area, Klay Thompson is not coming back according to his head coach, Steve Kerr. He said it's just unlikely that he's going to play this year. You have to look at it realistically. I had an ACL tear in college, and I missed the whole season. Generally, an ACL for a basketball player is a full-year recovery, and if it's a full year for Klay, then it puts him out for the season. We've kind of left the door open in case the rehab goes perfectly and the doctors say he can go. But the reality is on April 1, that's the 9-month mark. April versus 9 months post-op for an ACL. We have to prepare our young guys to fill that role behind him. And when he gets back, whenever that is, hopefully these young guys now are developed and in a rotation and ready to be contributors on a playoff team, and we can get better. It's worth noting that Klay Thompson did sign a 5-year, $190 million deal with the Warriors this summer. So he is going to be in Golden State for the long haul. But it looks like that first year of that contract is just going to kind of go and be a waste. He'll use that money in rehab in the Warriors facilities. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like Klay's going to get any basketball up this season. And it's unfortunate for my predictions. I don't want to be selfish here, but I had the Warriors as the 8th seed in the playoffs. I had Steph Curry winning MVP. But a lot of that was contingent on Klay Thompson returning, meaning I had the Warriors fighting really hard in the regular season because they knew they'd get Klay Thompson back right before the playoffs, which would kind of give them some motivation, some juice, some energy to go hard in the regular season. But if Klay ain't coming back, then I don't know if the Warriors going to be an AC. There's some tough teams in that Western Conference looking to make the playoffs. Some of these young teams like Sacramento, like New Orleans, they want to get over that hump, all right? And if that's the case, if the Warriors are not going to go their hardest this season, that would mean Steve Kerr is going to be pretty tight with Steph Curry's minutes and watch him and Draymond as they'll probably want to rebuild for the 2020-2021 NBA season. If that's the case, then Steph Curry might not win MVP. Hell, I just did my damn predictions earlier today, and I just did all that great stuff for the season. But it looks like it might have to get altered a little bit if Klay's not going to return. And I did say if earlier on, but if he's not going to return, that alters everything. I'm not sure this Warriors team's mind is even on the playoffs right now. I think their mind is just not getting another season-ending surgery in the midst of this season, which could alter the next season. I think the Warriors are going to take this season as a rest if they know Klay's not coming back. If Klay can get back, I think they'll go all in. I think they could possibly trade D'Angelo Russell at the deadline. But according to their head coach, Steve Kerr, that's just unlikely to even think about. Maybe he's trying to downplay it, put some sauce on it, just in case Klay does come back. It'll be a surprise. But knowing Steve Kerr, nah, he ain't pulling no horns here. We probably ain't getting Klay Thompson this season. It's unfortunate. Get well soon, Klay. The game needs one of the best two-way players we got back in it. I'm out. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.